Hi there and welcome back to Jody Journals. My name is Jody and here we do things like gardening and art and all sorts of creative endeavors. Today I'm showing you guys how I cut my hair at home. I haven't been to a hairdresser in probably 15 years. I like to keep my hair long and this is how I trim it every 6 months or so. I have a pair of hair cutting scissors, a pair of thinning scissors, a hairbrush, and a couple of hair ties. The first thing you want to do is flip your head upside down and make a ponytail on your forehead. You're going to look a little bit like a unicorn, and that's okay. We all need to be a little more magical. I like to make sure my ponytail is on my forehead, not behind my hairline. That ensures that the layers fall how I like them. The farther back you put your ponytail, the choppier the layers are going to look. So I do a unicorn ponytail on my forehead. I make sure I very carefully brush my hair toward the front so that all of the hairs are in line and nothing is snagged, because that will create uneven layers later. So I really spend a lot of time brushing my hair to make this ponytail. I'm showing you right there that it's on my forehead below my widow's peak. Now I'm adding my second hair tie to the ponytail and I'm going to slide it to the end, and I cut about 2 inches off of the end of the ponytail, just wherever my hair starts feeling kind of crispy. That's where I cut off, just to keep the dead ends out. It feels like you're cutting off a lot of hair, but you're not losing a whole lot of length. So I just use my regular hair cutting scissors and I cut right across. The next step is going to be to do some point cutting up into what you just cut off. All that means is you're putting the point of the scissors in and you're cutting little triangles of hair out. Right below where I'm chopping my hair is the sink, so all of my hair is falling into the sink. I have the plug closed so I can wipe the hair out later. But you just want it to look even and round and fluffy, a bit like a makeup brush. That's what you want the end to look like. I usually will remove my second ponytail and re-put it in and slide it down, just in case not all of the hairs were perfectly aligned. And 9 times out of 10, there are some pieces that are a little too long. So you'll see when I show you and I pull back and I show you the end there. That's what you want it to look like, kind of fluffy like a little makeup brush, not too jagged, a lot more even. Lastly, I take the second ponytail out and I just sort of bring my hand down the ponytail to see if there's any uneven edges, and I even those up as well. Now I'm taking out my ponytail altogether and I'm going to brush my hair down my head, and I'm going to split it evenly from the top to the bottom, kind of like you're going to do pigtails. So I split it evenly in half and I pull both pieces to the front and I brush them so that all of the hair is toward the front. What I'm going to do with each of these sections is I'm going to trim the ends. When you think about when you're in your unicorn ponytail, the hair from the back of your head is going to be longer because it's traveled more distance up over your head. So when I said you don't lose a whole lot of length, that's what I meant. The under layers are still going to be quite long. I like to give those about 1 inch trim every time I do this, just to make sure split ends are kept at bay as much as possible. So I take about 1 inch off each end. So here I am standing back and making sure the first side I cut is even. I'm standing as straight as possible, and then I pull the hair down and I trim it just below. So if you're having tension on your hair and you let go, it's going to appear shorter. So make sure you don't evenly line them up and then cut one shorter than the other, because your hair will bounce back up. The last step I do for the ends is I take the thinning shears, so the ones that look like they have teeth, and I just clip the ends of my hair using that a couple of times, one about an inch up and one about a ½ inch up. And that just softens any harsh edges and any unevenness. And that way you get away with not having a perfectly sharp line. It just softens everything. If you're like me and you have cowlicks, your hair bounces back up and can appear uneven, even if you've meticulously combed it. So I like to keep all of my ends very soft and very forgiving. Now the very last step when I trim my hair is to get the hair in front, the front layers, a little bit shorter and make sure they're even. So I drag my fingers up from about my temples, about where all of my beautiful gray hair is, and I make a very soft arch to about 2 inches back on the hairline. Then what I do is I brush it all forward, and I take the thinning shears and I clip it a few times at the ends, like I said, about an inch up and about a ½ inch up after that, just to soften the layers a little bit more. The front layers tend to look a little more harsh because they are the shortest layers, or the length of hair that was closest to your unicorn ponytail. So using the thinning shears helps soften up that line just a little bit. It's a very subtle difference, but I find if I skip that step, I'm constantly feeling like those layers are too chunky. Here's a look at the final result and the layers that it creates. It doesn't look a whole lot shorter, and that's the goal. It's just more a matter of trimming all of the ends so that I don't get split ends. I always do my haircuts dry, never wet, because, like I said, I have, I think, 3 cowlicks, and I want my hair to behave how I wear it. So here's what it looks like from the back, and I really love it. I've been wearing this hairstyle for many years. I hope this helps if you want to learn how to cut your own hair. Thanks for tagging along. Bye!